Ladies and gentlemen, parents and friends, we welcome you to Paul McGinley Field for the Fall 2020 Women's Soccer Intrasquad Scrimmage. My name is Ryan Figert, and Josh Machagimba and I will be putting on this broadcast for you and your viewing pleasures at home. We have the black team coached by Spencer Valdespino and the white team coached by head coach Dylan Harrison. Both teams about to take the field. And I believe I have the starting lineups for you. Let me get to that in just a moment. So in black, it'll be Lindsay Pang to start out the back line. Before we do that, we'll get to the goalkeeper, Joanna Finley. First year getting the start in black. Dabney and Nia Shepard consist of the back line. Cece Hendricks, Cameron Beal in midfield. A couple of new faces in Shimmy and Kyra on the wings, and Katie Ward, Alex Walsh, and Molly Sheridan in attack for black. We have Paige Wallace in goal for white, Lila Bevins at left back, Bailey Meyer and Josephine McCrae in the center of defense. Sorry, I got the lineups with shorthand for all the names. Yasmin Sibawala at right back, Bella Ferruzzi, Elena Wickham, Madison Horner, I'm assuming, could also be Madison Larea, we'll see. Abby Blackwood at the number 10, Hannah Lane and Cassie Bowers up front for Coach Harrison's team in white, and they'll take the field, and we'll get a look at those lineups in just a second. Trinity coming off of a season where they went 17-4-1, and just about this time last year, we're gearing up for conference tournament play and NCAA tournament play, in which they were able to advance to the third round for falling to eventual champions Messiah. Both teams ready to get us underway. It's Bowers and Hannah Lane in the center circle for white for the kickoff. And it's great to have you back, even if it's just for one night here at McGinley Field on the Tiger Network. We've had a couple of inter-squad scrimmages. We had men's soccer and then women's basketball last night, which have all been good fun and good contests as well to see Trinity teams back out in action. And we are in action here as Horner's going to drop it back to Bailey Meyer. The sophomore center back is going to put that one out into touch. And a familiar face, Lindsay Pang, will take the throw in for black. It's good to see her back out there after a terrible injury last year that she suffered that ended the season early after she was off to a really hot start. The senior from Spring, Texas, has been a key contributor offensively and defensively, but it's a chance here for white to come forward now. And as Blackwood's going to have the shot from distance, and that one's gathered comfortably by the goalkeeper. Mentioning Lindsay Pang, she already had 5 assists and 7 appearances from defense before her season came to an unfortunate end. A lot of this coming off of corners and free kicks when her delivery was superb. Now we're out on the right side for black with Sheridan. Loses out that time to Horner. Tenacious in the tackle, and it's recovered for black by Cece Hendricks. Passes just a little overhit here as the teams maybe shake off some rust. They've had their chances to get back training together, but this will be the first game-like situation for anybody out there in almost a full calendar year. That one unable to be controlled by Emily Hayes, the first year from Allen, Texas, wearing the number 9 tonight. And it's turned over to Lila Bevins for the throw-in. Into the feet of Hannah Lane, battling with a couple of defenders. And sent down the line by Bevins to Horner, who's onside. Chance to get the service away. She goes with the left foot in towards the near post, and it's gathered comfortably. That time by Joanna Finley, the first-year goalkeeper out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, who is opposite Paige Wallace tonight. Wallace, one of 3 seniors honored before the game, playing in their final quote-unquote game for Trinity tonight. The others, Abby Blackwood and Hannah Lane. for various reasons, won't be participating in a potential spring season if it is to happen. And so they were honored before the game. It was fun to see them with the parents on FaceTime walking them out. Obviously not ideal at all. Ideally, we'd be 15 games into the season by now, celebrating our seniors with a full crowd. But good to see how the women's soccer program adjusting and still finding ways to honor some of their longest serving players. Be a goal kick here for the aforementioned Paige Wallace. She sends it right into the path of Emily Hayes. And Coach Harrison and Coach Valdespino blocking my view of the line substantially, so we'll try and work around that. Ball in the midfield now for Hendricks. Drops it off for Nia Shepard, who was impressive in her first year for Coach Harrison, really filling the role of Lindsay Pang in terms of getting assists, taking the corner kicks, and also being solid at the back. Be an extremely exciting idea, I guess, in the spring to see the two of them as a part of a back three. Obviously missing Kristen Canepa, the unanimous All-American last season. But those two both able to hold it down and contribute offensively as well. And it comes into the chest of Wickham on the far side. She's on the dribble here to try and evade pressure, and she does now. Head up, coming forward. Katie Ward comes to meet her and drops it off to Bevins. Down the line for Horner. We'll see if she can get this under control before Pang comes in with the challenge. And Pang kicks it off of the junior from Austin, Texas for a throw. Into Beal. Beal skips past one challenge, able to keep it in play. Not able to keep possession as Bevins comes away with it. Risky pass across the midfield, finds Wickham. Battling in there with Katie Ward, who comes away with the ball. Emily Hayes now forward for Molly Sheridan. Great turn from her to get past Bailey Meyer. Can she get the shot away? She's going to lay it off towards the edge of the box. Shot comes in from Katie Ward. Comfortable that time for Paige Wallace. First shot for either team, I do believe, here in the opening 5 minutes. The format of tonight's intra-squad scrimmage will be the exact same if you tuned in for the men's side. 6 15-minute periods to give time for the players to recover in between the 5-minute breaks and also to get some coaching on board as well. Obviously, not having played 90 minutes in almost a year is a difference between game shape and practice shape. And so those breaks will definitely be appreciated maybe in the 4th, 5th, and 6th 15-minute intervals tonight. This one's sent down the line. Looks like it's going to stay in play, and it's Horner pressuring and wins a throw in for her team. Looks like Pang was just waiting for that one to roll out, and it never did. Horner's throwing into the feet of Blackwood, who looks to turn. Back down the line for Horner again, staying a lot of the ball here in the early goings. A player that's notched 4 goals in each of her first 2 seasons on campus. Be looking to add more to that. She continues to see consistent minutes in what we hope will be a spring season. Walsh drops that one off to Beal, looks to spread the play over on the left side for Kyra Stafford. Another Albuquerque, New Mexico native swings that one in, but she couldn't wrap her hips around it. It's a hunt for a goal kick. Kyra Stafford standing at 5'10". I believe the tallest on the roster with the departure of Kristen Canepa. Hayes to Katie Ward. Ward passed her first defender. The ball slipped in behind. I think it was looking for Walsh. Not quite fine-tuned with the pass, and it runs through for the goalkeeper. Wallace's punt finds the head of Cameron Beal. Repelled initially by Meyer, but Hayes, another one seeing a lot of the ball that time, recovered it and turned it back over to White. See if it's going to be a goal kick or perhaps a throw in deep in their third. Throw in comes in. Ball searching that time for Hannah Lane. Instead, it's found by Cece Hendricks of the black team. Terrific turn to get past Blackwood. Some space ahead of the South Carolina native. Into the box this time for Walsh. Look to pick out a teammate. It may fall for Hendricks. The shot comes in. And it's a good save down to the right of the goalkeeper, Paige Wallace. 2 hands on the ball that time. Down the line looking for Cassie Bowers. That one won't stay in play. My team finding it a little bit difficult to get out here in the past couple of minutes. Shots in each of the last 2 minutes for Black, starting to build some momentum here. Lindsay Pang. Hayes now on the right side, driving infield. She's got a couple of runners ahead of her, and she's going to look for the switch ball into the feet of Alex Walsh. Good turn. The pass cut out that time. A hopeful cross ends up with the ball back in Paige Wallace's hands, who may lead the team in touches for the white squad so far. Seen quite a bit of the ball. See what she can do distributing it here. This one to the halfway line, looking for the head of Bowers. Got a flick on it, and it comes to Horner now with just Bowers ahead of her. Looks for the ball through to the sophomore forward, who we saw deployed all over the field last season. Well, center back, right back, center midfield, and she's starting up top as a number 9 tonight alongside Hannah Lane. Bella Ferruzzi, some good footwork in midfield there. Goes out wide for Subawala, who slips on the ball. It's turned over. Walsh looking to split a couple of defenders, and instead it's turned over. It'll be a Black throw. Pang with the throw in into Hayes. Hayes on the turn. That was Bevins, I believe, trying to get it clear. Ended up with another throw for White. Hendricks here, spreading the play. Just got a couple of teammates in the area. It's going to come to Kyra Stafford. Stafford coming in field here. Cut out that time by Blackwood. We'll see if she can help her team counterattack. She's got Horner out on the left, and she wants Horner on the run. Had her short to feet. And the pass intercepted. Stafford sends that one in behind as well to no willing runner that time. Maybe another touch for Paige Wallace. McCrary. The ball out wide. Intercepted. As Beal goes to ground there. Katie Ward looking to recover defensively and forces a turnover. Went out for another throw on the near side, where there seems to be quite a few just in the area that I can't see. It's going to be taken by Lindsay Pang. Into the feet of Katie Ward, dropped back to Lindsay Pang, looking for a signature crossfield ball, sent in. And it falls once again for Ward. 7 goals, 7 assists last season for the junior out of Arizona. Shepard down the line for Walsh. Walsh on the ball, good footwork to get past one defender. Head up now, looking for a teammate. The run from Hendricks goes into the box, back out wide now. And the cross repelled by White, who are being forced to drop deeper here to defend. 10 players behind the ball at the moment. Good play there to find the feet of Sheridan. That was Dabney Moore driving forward from the back, the first-year defender out of Nashville, Tennessee. Just going to have some defending to do here as Cassie Bowers looking to get him behind. And Moore sticks to her task well. Around the corner from Cameron Beal, and Black's going forward once again. Down the line for Sheridan. Can she keep this one in play? She's got a defender on her back. And it's going to be Horner called for a foul, stepping in to try and make the interception there. 2 minutes left in this first period of 6 15-minute intervals. It's been very much a period to shake the rust off. I think both teams won't be too excited about what they've been able to put out so far in terms of connecting passes, creating opportunities. So you have to say the Black team has put a couple more dangerous balls in and had a couple more shots than squad lining up in the white uniforms tonight. Shot comes in, that time on the left foot of Cameron Beal, and it sails wide of Paige Wallace's net. Right hand raised for Wallace, and she underhits the goal kick and runs all the way through to Lindsay Pang. Black team looking to force something off the turnover here. It falls for Abby Blackwood in the middle of the park. Yasmin Sebawala has her pass intercepted, out for a throw-in for White on the far side. Less than a minute remaining in the first period. Drop back to Dabney Moore. Looks for another line-breaking pass. That time finds the feet of Emily Hayes. And now with Walsh, who loses out to Bowers. Chance to maybe go the other way. Into the feet of Hannah Lane. Good flick around the corner there from the senior forward, but Walsh did well to track that one all the way back and make the tackle. Hayes now against Bevins. Horner gets a foot in, a chance maybe in the final 20 seconds for White to strike first. It's going to be spread out wide, looking for Wickham. I don't know if she'll be able to keep this one in. And looks like it was kept in initially before it was shielded out of play by Kyra Stafford, and that will bring us to the conclusion of the first period. We'll be right back with you on the Tiger Network with period number 2 in 5 minutes. Joined here pitch side by senior Lindsay Pang and Lindsay, sorry. Obviously, it's been a long time out for you with injury. How good does it feel to be back out on the field?
It's a crazy feeling to be back, especially when we knew that it wasn't guaranteed, and I'm just so excited to be out there again, especially in a uniform and just under the lights, and it's an unexplainable feeling to be back out here.
Absolutely. And then obviously final game in a Trinity uniform for Paige, for Abby, and for Hannah. What can you say about them and their contribution to the program?
I mean, they're all great players and great friends, and we're going to be missing them in the spring, but it's just the things that they've contributed to this program as people, as players, is just, we're forever grateful for that. And, I'm so thankful to have shared the past 4 years with them, and it's sad, but I know that they've got big things going on, and they're just going to be greatly missed.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us. Welcome back for the second 15 here of the women's soccer fall 2020 intra-squad scrimmage. A couple of changes for Black. Lauren Bolish goes in goal, and Bella Tablante replaces Molly Sheridan. Don't believe any changes for White, as I don't see anyone on their bench down to my right. Not quite like the men's soccer scrimmage the other day when both teams quitted with full benches. Roster size a little more manageable over here on the women's side. And we're back underway as Beal drops it off to Shepard. First touch for Tablante. It's a good layoff over to the far side for Stafford, who loses out. Listed as a defender on the roster. Looks like she's playing in midfield on the left side tonight for Black. It's Bevins now driving forward. Pokes this one through for Horner. And coming across to meet was Dabney Moore. And I think she concedes the first corner of the match for White. See who comes across to take it. It's going to be Horner herself. Bevins in the area, right hand raise for Horner, sends it in. It's a great ball into a dangerous area, and it's going to result in the first goal of the match. And I'm not sure who it came off of last, but it really resulted off of an excellent service in from Horner. Drilled it into the danger area, and nothing that the goalkeeper, Lauren Bullish, could do about it in her first moments on the field. And confirmation coming that it was Wickham with the final touch, so the sophomore out of Rockwall, Texas, go Yellow Jackets, opens the scoring here tonight. Good positioning, and the service from Horner, excellent, dropped it right on her head. And find themselves in front. Wickham didn't have a ton of touches in the first half, but looked tidy with what she was able to do. And found herself right place, right time there to grab the first goal just a minute into this second 15-minute period. Black looked to regroup here. Lindsay Pang, some space and her head up. And now some space to dribble into. She's approaching the halfway line. Ball into the feet of Beal, whose pass is fired in to Walsh. Too much behind it, and it ran out of play. It was a throw in for White. Now they look to switch it to the goal scorer, Wickham. Battling here with Stafford. A lot of height between the two. But it's Wickham that came away with it initially before Katie Ward able to recover it. Down the line now for Tablante. Tablante's pass cut out for a throw-in on the far side. Bella Tablante, forward slash midfielder from Katy, Texas. Listed at just 4'11", as opposed to her teammate behind her, Kyra Stafford, who was listed at 5'10", almost a foot between them. Black now looking to respond, getting some possession. They were on the front foot for the majority of the first 15. Created a couple of shots, but nothing particularly notable, as Bailey Meyer comfortable with just sending that one all the way through to Bolish. First touch for the goalkeeper, besides to pull it out of her own net, goes wide to Shepard. No target player there, but the ball still falls for Hendricks, and her ball spreads the play well for Black here. Can they get the crossaway? It's a good ball into the area in the direction of Tablante. Falls for Stafford at the back side. Stafford's shot was blocked. It's a good service that time from Emily Hayes from the right wing of the Black team. Now Walsh, chance to turn, find the ball into the feet of Katie Ward, who's operated mostly in wide areas, but deployed more centrally tonight, and she draws a foul. It was Josephine McCrary committing the infraction. It'll be a free kick in a dangerous area, and Ward herself will stand over it. Coach Harrison directing the wall from just right next to me, about 40 yards away. Looks maybe a bit further than 10 yards. It's going to be Ward to step over it. She gets a strike in to the wall. And it was Cassie Bowers in the way that time, repelling the effort from Ward. This one out for another throw-in. Be Lindsay Payne to take. Different approach from the coaching staff than what we've seen in the last two intra-squad scrimmages on the men's soccer side and the women's basketball side, where the coaches almost took it as a fun exercise of going up against each other. Both coaches here sitting next to each other, directing both teams, treating it more as a practice in uniforms, you would say, rather than a friendly contest. Good work that time from Bowers to advance the play for White, but it's turned over on the far side to Shepard, who sends down the line looking for Tablante. Put out into the stands, which are unfortunately quite empty. Obviously not necessarily open to the public with the rising COVID cases once again, but a few friends and family members managed to get onto the benches behind McGinley Field and catch a glimpse of Trinity women's soccer. Chance here for Ward to open up and get the shot away on her right foot, and it's a terrific save from Wallace. Still not claimed, and eventually she does get to it. That's a great save and a great strike. And that's the type of goalkeeping that Trinity will miss, with the senior Wallace departing after tonight's game.
Bailey, too much space on overhit that. Just put it in this space, let Madison get it.
Ward drops this one off to Hendricks. Space for the midfielder. And to the feet of Tablante. Wants it around the corner for Stafford. That time cut out, but recovered by Cameron Beal. Beal out wide for Shepard. Down the line now for Stafford. Stafford cuts inside, wants to leave it for Tablante, who's now on the dribble. Step over from her, tries to leave the defender behind. And a second step over does the trick. Ball sent into the area, and it was Hayes arriving at the back post looking the most threatening. It is cleared momentarily by White, who lead in this game despite not really having much of the play. It's a largely first choice midfield for the black team of Hendricks and Ward, Walsh, and Beal. And you'd expect them to have a majority of the play, and they have. But it's White that leads on the score sheet thanks to an Elena Wickham header off of a Madison Horner corner kick just a moment into the second period of 15 minutes. It'll be a chance from the corner now for Black to answer back. It's Lindsay Pang standing over it. I mentioned 5 assists in 7 appearances last year. For her season was unfortunately ended early. We talked to her at the break and how much she's enjoying being back out on the field. She sends a great ball into the area that time, and the header, I believe, from Hendricks off the target. White team go quickly here, looking to play out, looking for the feet of Hannah Lane. She lays it off now for Horner, whose pass leaves Abby Blackwood a bit short. Here's a chance for Blackwood on the dribble. She's got Horner down the line. Pang coming to close it down, and it's Hannah Lane's ball that eventually finds its way back to Madison Horner. Good play from the junior, who then looks to slip it in behind for Cassie Bowers. The two can't connect on that time. Bullish punt looking for Hayes. And that one bounces over the first year winger and out of play. Throw in into the feet of Hannah Lane, able to get past Pang and find the feet of Bowers. Hint of offside, but no one running the line tonight, so we'll play on. It's Bowers doing well with Dabney Moore on her hip. Lane back to Cassie Bowers. To the top of the box now for Wickham, the goal scorer. Couldn't control the bouncing ball that time. But it's recovered by Blackwood. 35 yards from goal. Abby Blackwood out down the right wing now. And the shot coming in from Subawala over the bar.
Tab, get central, Tab.
Yasmin Subawala, who just had that shot, the sophomore from Houston, Texas. And it's Lauren Bullish, the junior goalkeeper, who takes the goal kick into the center circle. And now Stafford on the left side. That one dropped back to Paige Wallace, who's going to have to move the ball quickly here. McCrary now down the line for White. And poked into the path of Blackwood, who wants the ball immediately in behind. And seems like that's been the strategy, looking to use the pace of Horner on the left and Bowers up front. The passes have just been overhit so far, although they find themselves in front from that corner kick. Stafford down the line now. Stafford looks to make a move and get past her defender. And the tackle comes in, puts it out for a throw-in deep in the attacking third for Black. Throw in taken quickly here. Some time to get the cross away. Just slices the attempted pass. Blackwood now looking to start the counter. Put in behind for Hannah Lane. A little bit of space if she can get to the ball first. Two teammates working to get up alongside her to her left. Dropped off to Wickham, the number 10. Ahead to the senior striker. We'll see if she can get it. Strike away or find a teammate. Look to set that one back to the top of the box. Still not cleared here for Black. And good first touch there from Blackwood to get it back under control and try and keep the Black team pinned. Out wide now. Good cross it into the area for Bowers, and it's 2-0 just like that. It was a terrific service from the right wing. I believe it was Wickham who scored earlier. Now assists Cassie Bowers. A couple of headers and a 2-goal lead for White, who have played on the counterattack and been opportunistic, taking their opportunities, and now find themselves in the driving seat of the match.
What a goal, Cassie, what a goal!
It's a great header. Nothing, again, that Bullish could do about that one. As an excellent cross eventually nestled in the side netting for sophomore forward. Immediately at Stafford up the other end. Another good ball. This time it's going to be Wallace to deal with it. Just too close to the goalkeeper. And here comes White on the counterattack once again. Down the line for Bevins. He's going to try and keep that one in play. Unable to do so. And while she retreats, the throwing goes into the feet of Alex Walsh. Turned over to Lane. Stafford going to track this one down. Wickham with now a goal and assist to her name. Applies the momentary pressure as it goes back to the goalkeeper. Head up for Pang as Hannah Lane applies the pressure. And it's Bevins against Ward down the right wing. Ward concedes a throw in to the White team. Bevins throw into the chest of Blackwood and out now for a Black throw, I believe. Hayes to take. Comes into the feet of Ward. We'll see if she can keep it in play. Unable to do so, and it's a goal kick. Wallace, who's had more to do between the two goalkeepers. She's been equal to everything that the black team has offered up so far. Bevins down the line, looking for Bowers. Had a chance maybe to flick that one on for Horner on the overlap, but it stays with White. Now at the feet of Wickham. He's had a terrific start to the game, especially this second period. Ferruzzi out wide now. Ball looking for the feet of the striker, Cassie Bowers. Turned over as we have less than a minute remaining in the second period. Shepard now, head up into the feet of Stafford. Cuts past her defender and couldn't pick out a pass. Maybe last chance for White to add to their 2 goals that they've notched in this 15 minutes. That one's slipped through by Beal, looking for Hayes. We have 10 seconds left. Because of that, Pang forced to rush a ball into the area. Recovered by Beal out wide for Ward. That one will run out of play, and the buzzer will run out of time, but not before 2 goals for the white team. Scored first by Elena Wickham off the Madison Horner corner kick, and then assisted by Wickham to Cassie Bowers with 5 minutes to go in the period. And we'll be right back with you for a potential interview with a player. Whoever wants to give a shout out back to their parents at home, we'll have that for you in just a moment. You're watching the Tiger Network. Don't go anywhere. All right, here joined pitch side by Elena Wickham, who scored and assisted in that period. First of all, how does it feel to be back out on the field?
It's really nice to finally be back out here. I think we've all been ready for it for a while now. But it's good that we came back safely, so everyone's best to be ready, especially for spring season.
Yeah, absolutely. And then take us through your goal and then also your assist.
So my goal was off of a corner, and I think I just kind of snuck in the back. They kind of lose short people, and so I just finished it with a head. And then my assist, I was on the right side, and I kind of just lofted it across the center, and Cassie Bowers finished it with a header.
Yeah, absolutely. It was terrific. And then anyone you want to shout out to back at home?
My parents, Mom and Dad, if you're watching, then this is for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for joining us. Welcome back for the third 15-minute period, and I'm being told now that we are playing 4 total, so that was your halftime break where we got to speak with Elena Wickham, who scored and assisted in the second 15. Good performance from her. She's back out on the field for White alongside Molly Sheridan. No, excuse me, maybe not. Looks like Sheridan's still down to my left. Up top alongside Hannah Lane, who's, again, if you missed it earlier, one of 3 Tiger seniors who won't be with the team in the spring, honored in a little socially distant digital senior night where the parents were on FaceTime and got a round of applause and a bouquet of flowers for their contribution to the program. Here's Horner, who contributed with an assist off the corner. And looks like we have a little cramp potentially for Kyra Stafford. And she may have to come off just moments into the second half with Emily Hayes ready to come in. Tough position obviously to be in. The squad's both pretty thin, not a ton of options. This would be the final field player on the bench for either side. And obviously now find out that we're just playing 60 minutes, which makes sense, especially with little to no game fitness acquired so far in this semester, where they had to build from training in pods and then slightly larger groups, and now the ability to play 11v11, obviously still wearing masks and still going through all the necessary precautions. And we heard both from Lindsay Pang and Elena Wickham that it's just a relief to be back out on the field, and we heard the same last night in women's basketball. Just excited to be back on the court, even if it's competing against your friends and teammates. It has a sense of normalcy that maybe we've just been missing a little bit. Both teams huddling up here discussing strategy as Stafford is attended to. And looks like she will be replaced by Hayes, so forced change through injury 37 seconds into this second half. And it's Hayes, who played the first half on the right for Black, coming in on the left now for Coach Harrison's team. Moore into Beal, who wants the ball down the line for Hayes. Instead, it's going to be tracked by Sheridan. Sheridan puts it out for a throw-in. It'll be Yasmin Subawala to take. Bowers checks in. Goes down the line for Horner. Looks for the flick inside to Bowers. Couldn't link with the teammate, and Black regains possession. They definitely had a majority of the possession in the first half, and you would expect as much with a more experienced roster front to back. They were unable to turn that into any really dangerous goal-scoring opportunities. They look to make that happen here as Walsh puts it in behind for Ward. She's got Beal looking to get forward at the back post, and the shot comes in from Ward. And based on the reaction, it doesn't look like Wallace got a touch to it. She needed the shout maybe from Cameron Beal, who made a great run to the back post and was wide open for a potential cross from Ward. Beal now looking to apply pressure to Horner. Drops it off to Meyer into the feet of Wickham. Assistant coach Valdespino's team played out of the back well there and eventually lofted it forward, and it was cut out. Recovered by Walsh, looking for the run of Ward down the right flank. That one will stay in. Bevins dropping it back to Wallace. Tough ball to receive there under pressure. And it was McCrary who was able to keep hold of it. And good work here once again from White, trying to play out from the pressure. Horner had her hand up calling for it on this near side, and the pass from Blackwood couldn't find her. More into Hendricks. Back to Lindsay Pang. Looks like some formational reshuffles for both teams, as it looks like Katie Ward playing a little bit wider in a more familiar position for Black, and Lindsay Pang playing more centrally as a part of that back three as well. Pang looking for the line, splitting pass there. Couldn't find Beal. Eventually it will fall for Beal down the left side. If she can keep it in play, she can. Once the ball in behind for Sheridan, not on the same page as the sophomore striker, and it runs through to Wallace. Wallace down the line for Subuwala. McCrary drops it off to Meyer, who sends it into the feet of Wickham. Good first touch from her. Down the line now for Hannah Lane. She's got Payne coming across to try and make the tackle, and it was good closing speed that time from the senior out of Spring, Texas. Concedes the throw-in to the White team. Horner's throw-in, cut out, and we'll do it again. So I'm looking for the feet of Blackwood, and she can't keep that one in play. Runs out for a goal kick. Switch back to goalkeeper Joanna Finley, splitting time with Lauren Bolish for the Black team. Bolish now seated down to my left. Finley, the first-year goalkeeper from Albuquerque. Quite a few first years from Albuquerque, is counting 3 on the roster for this upcoming season. Fruitful scouting trip over to New Mexico. Coach Harrison. Beal battling this time with Subuwala on the near side. Walsh comes across, closes down, and it falls for Hayes. Hayes wants the ball forward, direct into the feet of Sheridan on the turn. Had Tablante in support. It's tracked down by Bella Ferruzzi on the far side. Plenty of runners ahead of Bowers, and she looks for Hannah Lane. It's good tracking back by Emily Hayes, who's forced to come on as a substitute due to the injury for Stafford. Good sustained pressure here for White. It's Hannah Lane now forward down the left wing. Brings it back for Blackwood. The two seniors linking up well here. Blackwood can get the effort away, and it's a terrific save from Finley. Diving to her left, punches it clear. It's going to be a corner kick. Second good attempt we've seen from outside the box. The first one was Katie Ward, saved by Paige Wallace. This time Finley denies Blackwood. It's going to be Horner to take. Right hand raised, and the outswinging service comes in towards the near post and headed clear by Cameron Beal. Good strength shown there by Sheridan, but her touch lets her down. Turned back over to the White team. Ball into the feet of Blackwood. Has a couple of runs ahead of her. Looks to beat her defender on the dribble. And instead it's going to run out of play for a throw-in. White looking to play out of a few defenders. Pressure down the right side. Recovered by Hayes. Moore looks to clear. And it'll be a throw-in for Hayes. Down the line for Tablante. It's McCrary challenging Beal. Blackwood evades the tackle from Beal, and it's down the wing now for Horner. We'll see if she can get the service in. It's good closing speed that time from McCrary, and second tackle puts it out for a throw. Lane looking to drop that one back to Madison Horner. Not that time. Out for yet another throw. And Black continue to advance up their left side. McCrary into the feet of Hannah Lane on the turn. Wickham looking to dig this one out of her feet and eventually runs comfortably through for Finley. He looks to get it back underway down the right side. Ball searching, looking for some support. Sheridan couldn't hold it up. Beal now going to drive forward out of midfield. He's got 4 players ahead of her. Out wide now for Walsh. Got a couple of teammates motioning for the ball, but it's a good driving run from the Tulsa native. Out wide now for Katie Ward. Can she get the shot away? Maybe a cross. Cuts it onto the left foot. And the Black team is right back in it. It was a good interception initially from Beal. Finds the feet of Walsh, who goes on a mazy run and lays it off for Katie Ward, who makes no mistake with the finish. 7 goals, 7 assists last year. And she's on the score sheet tonight. Usually more comfortable on her right foot. That time made good use of the left as she tucked that one past Paige Wallace for 2-1. Back underway, and we'll see how White can respond. You have to say they were largely playing on the counterattack and scored off a corner, and another really good cross into the box in the first half. Black who had the majority of possession, but that was an opportunity for them to get out on the counterattack, and they made good use of it. Horner wants to put this one in behind for Wickham. Let's see if she can keep it in play, or if it runs out, shielded out that time by Dabney Moore. Shepard now coming down the right wing. Exists into space for Sheridan. It may fall for Walsh. A couple of players coming together, and it was Haley Meyer who came away with it. Into the feet of Blackwood. Head up. A couple of runners to her right. He's going to use Horner. Wants the ball immediately into the path of Wickham. Not on the same page.
Where are we, Molly? Where are we, Tab?
This one down the line for Sheridan, who cuts it back. Good hold-up play there from the forward. Walsh with some space, and plenty of space out wide for Katie Ward as Ferruzzi was tracking back, caught in transition. Still an opportunity maybe for the Phoenix native down the wing, but Ferruzzi stuck to her task and cut out the pass. Hold-up play here from Lane. And she'll get it back from Blackwood. Lane again forced to play with her back to goal. Drops all the way back to the center back here. Some space here for Beal. Wants the overlap for Hayes. Hendricks, chance to get her head up and try and pick the pass. Wants it in behind for Katie Ward. Finds the feet of the recent goal scorer. This time again cuts it onto the left foot. Not the same result though. That one rolls comfortably into the waiting arms of Paige Wallace, but they're getting Ward more and more involved from the right wing, where she's more comfortable. Started more centrally tonight. But with that tactical shift out to the right wing, she's started to grow into it. and has her name on the score sheet already once. Falls for Blackwood with some space in the center circle. Head up. Again, wants the ball out wide to Madison Horner, who's seen a lot of it. She's going to take on her defender. Again, wants the ball into Wickham. Gets it back from the sophomore out of Rockwall, Texas. And it's a throw in to White. Low cross sent into the edge of the box. Lane couldn't control it. Good feet there from Walsh to bring it clear. Hendricks drops it back to Pang. Down the line now for Ward. Plenty of space for her and plenty of teammates up in support. She's got Beal unmarked, roaming forward into the box. Just needed some elevation on the cross. It's good work though by Bailey Meyer, who is back by herself defending against 3 to cut out the cross. This game is opening up here with 2 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Feels weird to say that in the soccer game. Playing 4 15-minute periods here in the intra-squad scrimmage. And with the game opening up, we'll start to see some more tired legs, maybe some more mistakes and some more goal-scoring opportunities. 2-1 currently to the white team. Goals from Elena Wickham and Cassie Bowers. One of those canceled out by Ward. And here's a chance for Tablante in behind. Proverbial flag stays down. It was good recovering from, I believe it was Bevins. And Beal just got her shot wrong there. Out for a goal kick. It's been a closely contested game, which is more than we can say for some even conference matchups here at Paul McGinley Field, where the Tigers are used to scoring 5+ goals and really dominating the match. It's been an intriguing one to see some of the new players, and good to see some of the old faces back, especially Lindsay Pang, who we missed last year through that long-term knee injury. Beal working hard to try and keep that one in play, but it runs out before the Colorado native can get to it. Bowers here trying to hold the ball up with Hendricks draped on her back, drops it off for Subawala, eventually into the feet of Blackwood. Good build-up play here from White. She's got Hannah Lane coming forward down the right side, just Wickham in the middle. And Ferruzzi arriving at the back post. She's going to have to beat a defender to get the cross away, and Pang's making that difficult, putting it out for a throw. Some of the best build-up play we've seen from White, but they couldn't turn it into a real goal-scoring opportunity. I think that one popped up on the hand of Bowers, and that will end it here in the third quarter. A goal from Katie Ward has Black back within 1. And that'll set us up for an exciting final 15-minute period. We'll be right back in 5 minutes. On the Tiger Network, you're watching the Fall 2020 Women's Soccer Intra-Squad Scrimmage. And we're joined here by Katie Ward, who just wants to give a shout out to those watching back home.
Hi, Dad. I miss you. I'll see you next week.
Thank you very much. We'll be right back with you for the final 15. And Bella Tablante here, pitch side.
Wait, what?
Step back a little bit.
Sorry.
Yeah, you're good. If you just want to give a shout out to those back home.
Yeah. Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. Hi, Olivia. Ramsey, my favorite cat. Sorry I didn't take that shot. I know I should have. But
Well, tell us how does it feel to be back out on the field?
it's really good. It's definitely, soccer's always been a kind of stress reliever for me, so it feels really nice to be able to go do something, not sit in my room all day.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. And we're
yeah.
excited to see you all back out there. Thanks for joining us. Here, Alex Walsh, pitch side.
Hi, Mom and Dad.
And Cameron Beal coming in as well.
We're still distant. Can I go?
Yeah, you're good.
Hey, Mom. Hey, Dad.
Sweet. Thanks.
Oh, back? Okay.
Yeah.
Go now?
Yep.
Hello, Mom. Hello, Dad. Hello, Matthew.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. Jack, I hope you're studying for your exam. See ya.
When do I go?
You're good.
Hi, Mom and everyone else. Special shout out to Hatch.
Yeah, shout out Hatch. Good whenever you are.
Hi guys, love y'all.
Okay, that's it.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, family and friends, for the final 15 minutes of the inter-squad scrimmage tonight. As it stands, currently the white team leading 2-1 of Elena Wickham and Cassie Bowers headers. And it was Katie Ward who grabbed one back in the third quarter. The left-footed effort past Paige Wallace and into the right side netting. And that sets up for an exciting final 15. Looks like no changes from the teams that finished, at least in terms of personnel. We'll see if anyone sets up maybe in a different position. It was a pretty open 15-minute period, back and forth, both teams having their opportunities. Black making the most of it, grabbing a goal back. And I'm sure the parents at home enjoyed hearing from their kids at the break, those who stopped by to give shout-outs back home. And we are back underway here. Pressure from Horner, turns the ball over momentarily. Wickham challenging for it. Ball still bouncing around here. Lane catches Hendricks, who will forced to run that one off, and it's a chance for Peng to get her head up. Down the line for Tablante. He noted a shot that she thought she should have taken in the first half. Looking to get involved here down the right wing. Forward to Katie Ward. Already on the score sheet once. She's got 2 defenders against her here, though. She wins a throw in and she'll take it into Beal. Drops it back to Ward. Black team looking to keep it pinned in here with Nia Shepherd sending it down the line. Runs out of play now for a white throw. Seen a lot of throw-ins in this game. Field not wide enough for these two. I think that's just, to a certain extent, some rust in terms of not linking up with the teammates how we are used to seeing from the Tigers in mid-season form. A chance here to put the ball in behind for Blackwood in all kinds of space. It was Wickham who was able to do so. Blackwood now taking on her defender. And gets past one, gets the service away. Doesn't beat the first defender. It's Hendricks that cut it out. Sheridan looking to hold up the play. Beal wanted it in behind for Tablante, dealt with that time by Bailey Meyer. Will be looking to grow in her role this year, no longer alongside an All-American in Kristen Kinnepa. She'll be one of the leaders of the back line instead this season. Got the likes of Lindsay Pang and Nia Shepherd alongside her tonight playing on the opposite team, but when we hope to resume in the spring, filling out what will be a very accomplished defensive three for Coach Harrison. And we've seen some good performances from first-year player Dabney Moore, as well as Josephine McCrary, who will add some competition to defensive mix. So an over the top for Blackwood. And another first year, that time goalkeeper Joanna Finley, coming to pick it up off the feet of senior Abby Blackwood, who's 1 of 3 playing in her final game tonight for the Tigers. Blackwood going to be running track for Trinity in the spring. Very accomplished long distance runner. Looking to make the most of that opportunity as a senior. Out wide now for White. Dropped off to Hannah Lane. Back to Lane. Good link-up play that time. Just unable to return it to the senior striker. He's graduating in December. Miss a potential spring season. Obviously just another one of those unforeseen issues caused by the cancellation of the regular season, moving it to the spring. Here's a chance for Blackwood from distance. Comfortable though for Finley. Runs out of play ahead of Beal, who's got a real competitive spirit. Won't like that her team is on the losing end of it as it stands, even if it is just an intra-squad matchup. Beal able to add 9 goals from midfield last season, which was huge for the Tigers in their quest to replace the goals of Chelsea Cole, Hallianne Duray from the season prior. It's more of a goal scoring by committee as opposed to some of the ridiculous numbers put up by the former Tigers up front. Nice flick that time from Ward. Opens up the space for Shepard on the far side. Plenty of runners ahead of the sophomore defender into the feet of Sheridan. Out wide for Tablante, and it's put out for a throw-in. Under 10 minutes remaining, and it looks like it'll be Bolish replacing Paige Wallace. So Bolish now registering minutes on both sides of tonight's scrimmage. Now it's sent into a dangerous area. Flicks off the head of McCrary. And the fairway Kansas native flicks it back to Wallace, who looks like she's getting some of her final touches. Had a couple of terrific saves and was really left without anything to do on the goal. Just a good performance from her, and that's what we came to expect. One of the leaders in goals against average in the SCAC year on end in her 4 years on campus. Head up for Blackwood, and runs from Lane and Madison Horner, but it goes through to the goalkeeper that time. And Bolish is into the game at the other end. Now the backstop for the white team. Foot on the ball for, I believe that's Meyer on the far side. It looks like we might see Paige Wallace come into the game on the field in the final few minutes, as Coach Harrison tosses her a white uniform. Something you can do maybe in an inter-squad scrimmage you can't do in an actual senior night. As it, see if the black team can test Bolish. There's a coming together on the edge of the area with Beal. Nothing doing. And here's Sheridan. Cuts in, leaves a defender on the ground, and it's a good build-up play here from Black. Can they profit from it? It's dinked across. May fall for Sheridan at the back post, but her shot was reactionary and she didn't really catch it with any real conviction. Arrives in the arms of Bolish. And it will be a Paige Wallace sighting on the field for White. It's gotten a little bit more physical here in the final 10 as black team looking to grab an equalizer and maybe force an overtime or penalties. And Coach Harrison wouldn't commit either way on what would happen if they were to finish all square. Sent down the line for Ward. Ward to Hendricks, some space for her as the defenders converge around the South Carolina native. It's Beal now down the left side, got a couple of defenders to deal with. And it's Bowers who eventually does recover it for White. Played up front for the first half, played in midfield here in the second 30 minutes. And has a goal to her name. It's been a good performance for Bowers, the sophomore. Here she is. And the sliding tackle there from Beal. Wins the ball. As you see Beal starting to get more and more aggressive, trying to win it back. Tablante looking to reel this one in. It's eventually won by Subawala. McCrary into the midfield looking for the return. Time for Ferruzzi, no luck picking out a teammate, but it stays with White through Lila Bevins on the left. It's going to be Madison Horner here, replaced by Paige Wallace, who's still got the red shorts and socks of the goalkeeping uniform, but wearing the number 20 shirt in white. Getting a chance on the field in her final game for Trinity, 5 minutes and 40 seconds as a right winger for the senior goalkeeper. Play will be restarted here with a throw in for White on the far side. White applying the pressure here, and Wallace looking to get involved, and instead it's Wickham driving forward into the box, gets the left-footed shot away, wide of the goal. Elena Wickham, goal and assist, and looking to add the dagger there. Just going to have to track back, though. As you can't imagine, Paige Wallace going to be doing much running back from the right wing position. She noted she was already tired running from the goal over to get changed with the home bench down to my right, so maybe a long 5 minutes for the goalkeeper. Walsh here. Beal out to her left, and she'll use Beal. Calls for the run from Tablante down the line. Good defending that time from Meyer on the tackle. Tablante battling to get it back. And she arrives at the feet of Blackwood. No courtesy shown that time by Dabney Moore as Black team's looking to get back into the game. Just stepped in front of Wallace and won it back. Tablante looking to beat her defenders. Cross is blocked. Be a throw in for Emily Hayes. Walsh looking to cut that one back. Gets the right-footed crossway. It's a good one towards the back post. May still fall for Beal at the edge of the area, and what a strike. And it's all tied up here with 3 minutes and 43 left on the clock. Terrific strike from Beal, who has been leading the charge for Black here in this final 15, trying to get back into this game with some hard tackles. She added some class on the offensive end there, and adds the second goal to their side of the scoreboard. It's all notched up at 2, heading into the final 3.5 minutes. The all-senior front line for White would love to find themselves a goal. You got Blackwood, Hannah Lane, and Paige Wallace. That ball looking for Wallace. Couldn't find her. So we may force...
Clock's not running.
we may force Coach Harrison into a decision here in terms of what to do if the game does end all square. Of course, you can always end with a tie. And maybe as a coach with, obviously, actually being the coach of both teams, you don't mind that. Nobody loses. As I think Ward cramping up here for Black. And here's a chance maybe for Wallace up the other end. Can she get the cross or the shot away? Gets the shot away at the near post. And to the disappointment of everybody here, down to my right on the bench, it was caught by Joanna Finley, who is looking to take the reins from Wallace as the goalkeeper for Trinity. Didn't allow her to get on the score sheet there. Ward back to her feet up the other end. And Black looking to complete the comeback here. Plenty of space for Walsh as I think tired legs starting to show for White. Out wide for Katie Ward. We'll see what she has left in the tank here with under 3 minutes remaining. Step overs. Try and beat the defender, cuts back onto the left foot. Plenty of space now as another player goes down with a cramp, and the left-footed shot comes in, held by Bolish. And gonna stop here just to allow the player that's staying down to stretch this out. Horner ready to come back into the game to replace her. Can't quite make out who it is on the far side. Clock's still running here, under 2 minutes left, as I've had quite a few players go down with cramp here as they're building some game fitness. And I think Coach Harrison going to call the game there with less than 2 minutes remaining, and it ends 2-2, and we'll see what Coach Harrison has up his sleeve. If he does want to go to penalties, we'll bring that to you. If not, thank you for joining us on the Tiger Network, where it was 2-2. Goals in the first half from Elena Wickham and Cassie Bowers. Goals in the second half from Katie Ward, and probably the crown jewel of the night from Cameron Beal at the top of the box. And we'll see what Coach Harrison has in store for us. And it looks like it is going to be a penalty kick. So we'll bring that to you in just a moment. You're watching the Tiger Network. Don't go anywhere. The drama doesn't stop. And so the two teams are getting set up here to take penalties, and what will be an exciting conclusion to this fall intra-squad scrimmage for women's soccer. It's going to be Bolish in goal for the white team, and Joanna Finley in goal for black. We'll see who steps forward for each. The women's soccer not strangers to penalty kicks, as they went to penalties and fell to Southwestern last year in the SCAC final. And I believe had one other penalty kick matchup in the past couple of seasons in postseason play. Of course, that's the only time we get to see kicks from 12 yards. Except for in the intra-squad scrimmage when Coach Harrison calls the game early and decides that's how we're going to decide the match. With the players on both sides starting to cramp up. It's going to be Abby Blackwood here for the first penalty. The senior has now played her final game for Trinity. This will be her final kick. We'll see if she can planted in the back of the net, and it's saved. Good work that time from goalkeeper Joanna Finley. You have to say Blackwood made it a little comfortable for her there. She took one step over to the right and made the save, so first one no good for White. It's going to be Bolish now against Dabney Moore. The first-year defender steps up out of Nashville, Tennessee. And on Coach Harrison's whistle, also sees her kick saved. It was a similar effort to Blackwood before. And that one off the knee of Bolish. And behind, and it's going to be Paige Wallace now stepping up for White. Saw her make a brief appearance on the field, get one shot away, saved by Finley. Usually, though, goalkeepers pretty comfortable from the spot. Not to try and set her off with the jinx here. Wallace steps up, and as expected, by far the best penalty we've seen so far tonight. Blasts that one into the bottom corner. And usually goalkeepers are pretty adept from the spot as they practice it in training against maybe their other goalkeeper in the squad. Every goalkeeper I've ever played with has always fancied himself from 12 yards. Here's Hendricks for Black, and that one comes off the bar, no good. It was well read by Bolish, who stepped over into the right area and wasn't forced into making the save as it went over her head. And there's some argument here over whether or not it should count. Coach Harrison saying no. So it's 1-0 after 2 rounds. And it's Cassie Bowers stepping up for the White team. Only score so far coming from Paige Wallace. Bowers had a goal in regulation and tucks that one past the diving Finley to make it 2-0. Black needing to get off the mark here. It's going to have to be Nia Shepard if they are going to do so. Bolish jumps, touches the bar. Looking to be as confident as possible, having already saved one and forced another miss off the bar. Quick run up from Shepard and another big save from Bolish, and it's now a score-to-win situation for senior Hannah Lane. Black team being shut out of penalties. They were shut out in the first half, down 2-0, fought their way back into the game. A couple of great goals from Ward and Beal. Seems like those two won't be stepping up for Black if Hannah Lane can convert this penalty. And she's able to do so into the roof of the net, and the White team, consisting of the 3 seniors, who obviously we want to thank for their tremendous service to the program, are able to lead their team in the shootout. And Bolish, with a couple of big saves, helps secure the result. So it's a terrific game. Like I said, comeback from the Black team, but they fall just short here in penalties. We'd like to thank you for joining us for the fall 2020 Intrasquad scrimmage. It's been fun. It's been Ryan Figure. It's been Josh Muxagimba on the camera. And we hope to see you again in the spring for some more women's soccer action in the SCAC play.